Hey guys, welcome to day 5 of our video devotional. Today is topic is choosing your fuel. We know that picking the right fuel is of paramount importance in many areas, and that could mean for cars, whether you're putting diesel in an engine that needs unleaded gas, or it could be in your body where you're eating way too much food before a marathon, or even your mind where the night before a big test you're staying up all night watching Netflix. And we don't need to be a mechanic to know that you don't put diesel in an engine that needs unleaded gas. We know you don't have to be an Olympian to know that you shouldn't eat a big meal right before you go run really far. And you don't have to be a professor to know that watching Netflix is not the best test prep. But if I were to ask you about your spiritual strength and how you fuel that, would you have any ideas? Most people would likely default to our checklist items of Christianity, which would be church attendance, Bible studies, prayer meetings, and I guess Christian radio, etc. You know how everything is, just works. But however, the author of Hebrews tells us exactly how we should be strengthened. In parts of Hebrews chapter 13, we see the author. He draws a line between their pure faith in God's grace and a syncretic blend of Jesus' sacrifice in Jewish traditions. And specifically in verse 9, the author tells us that our hearts are strengthened by grace and not by food. He is not making a reference to the believer's dietary choices. He's referring to the specific infiltration of Jewish offerings, rituals, and sacrifices into the Christian faith. And you may be like, wow, that was a mouthful. I don't know what he just said. But what the author in Hebrews says is that there's a line between what we really need, in that we can't be fueled by our works, but we have to be fueled by his sacrifice. And there was a problem whenever the Jews brought in their traditions of ritual sacrifices and blended it into the Christian faith. And now we have a misunderstanding, my bad. And this is where a lot of men struggle in most of our areas. We are fueled by our accomplishments through our own efforts, whether it is going out and getting a job and putting food on our table for our families after a long day's work, or working hard, you go work out or you go practice on a field for months and months and months, and because you do all this, you're able to make tryouts for a team. Or you can even say in social aspects of meeting up with two friends and talking them into coming and agreeing to terms. All these things, there's a common denominator, and that is of you having to work to bring something together. It was you working to reach a goal. And our faith isn't like that. We simply cannot work, train, or argue our way into God's grace. There's nothing we can do to deserve it more than any other person on earth. Simply, it is a gift. God's grace is a gift. It's not something you can buy. It's not something you can work for. We do not warrant, but one is unavailable. And this gift is our fuel. It's how we strengthen our spirits. Whenever we walk, it's not by our might or power, but it's by his Spirit alone. And I just wanted to leave you with a few questions after all this. And I just wanted to ask you, how can you adjust your perspective to rely on God's grace as opposed to our own striving? What adjustments can you make to help you choose the right fuel? I hope today's message helped you out a lot. It really, if you go back and listen to it, it really says a lot. Your fuel is very important. I hope you spend time on that, and I hope you spend time on these questions. Have a blessed day.